Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. Actually, well, today's episode is going to be about anxiety and how you can reduce the anxiety of your website visitors so that they're more likely to hire you.
That's a
But
good idea.
I figured jokes would be a good way to start.
Okay.
And last week, I don't know if you remember, we talked about AI.
Yes, I do.
And you had asked me,
Yes. If
Does
you had any
AI
jokes.
does
Oh, yeah,
AI
can
tell
AI
any jokes?
Yeah, that's right. I did do
So
that.
guess what I did this week?
You wrote jokes with
I didn't
AI.
write jokes. No.
You asked
I
AI
just
to write jokes?
asked AI to write some jokes about SEO.
Oh.
So I figured I would share them because they're
Oh.
amazing. I hope you're sitting down. If you're driving, you'll probably need to pull over.
You may need to pull over.
To
Yes.
be unsafe to drive and be laughing this hard. Okay, so number one, I went to ChatGPT and I said, tell me a joke about SEO. Just super simple. Mm-hmm. And it came back immediately. No problem. Why? And I'm reading this verbatim.
Oh,
so this is,
I don't doubt that.
So I want to get the full effect of this.
Yeah.
Why did the SEO specialist bring a ladder to work?
So he could reach the top ranking?
Yeah, that's pretty close. Here's the punchline. Because they wanted to climb to the top of search engine rankings.
Yeah.
So let's wait for the laughter to die down.
Hold for applause.
So I figured, okay, well, any person could mess up the first time. Let's give ChatGPT a second chance. And maybe this was like a just joke online somewhere that maybe it wasn't its own. Maybe this was not a ChatGPT joke. It just got it off a website somewhere.
Okay.
So I figured, tell me an original joke about SEO. So meaning it had to make this joke up, I think.
Yeah.
So the joke.
But the SEO.
Version number 2. Attempt number 2.
Yeah.
Why did the SEO expert break up with their significant other? A little ominous.
Oh, geez.
Especially for this podcast.
Oh.
Because they couldn't handle their partner's duplicate content. Again, let's wait for the laughter to die down. I mean, honestly, that could be like extremely profound or just a terrible joke. I think it's just a terrible joke.
I think it's just terrible.
And I figured since I'm a baseball fan. I used to play baseball.
You did.
Baseball, you get three strikes. So I figured let's
okay.
Yeah. So let's not leave it on the fence. Let's really make a decision here.
And allow for ChatGPT to redeem
it might hit a home run on
bases we've got a walk and a strike.
Oh no, those are 2 strikes there.
Okay, 2 strikes.
The final prompt, tell me your best original joke about SEO.
Okay.
And here we go.
Okay.
Why did the SEO expert become a gardener? Because they wanted to optimize their organic growth of plants instead of just web traffic.
Oh, see, yeah. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Can we need some sort of sound effect.
Or
So what have we learned? I think that stand-up comics are safe. ChatGPT is not coming for your jobs. You are perhaps, as far as you're the only professionals I know of right now who really don't have to worry about
this is true.
ChatGPT taking your job.
Yeah. Yeah. But on a different note,
back to our regularly scheduled episode about anxiety and how you can reduce the anxiety of your website visitors so that they are more likely to hire you.
Yeah.
Because if you're making somebody anxious with your website, that's probably somebody who's not going to hire you.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
Okay, so what does this mean? What do I mean by about inducing anxiety in website visitors? That
inducing or reducing?
Inducing. So if you're inducing, that's something you want to avoid. What does that mean?
Okay, I have a good example. I've been looking for camera bags, camera backpacks, and so far, every camera website, the backpack website, I go to is utterly overwhelming with information and
Yes.
so many different backpacks
Yes.
that offer so many different
There you
things,
go.
but you can't plug in the sizes. It
Yes.
is.
That it's the number one reason. Too much information.
It's just
Too
too
much.
much. It's too much.
Too many possible decisions.
100%. And
So
so
there
I
wa-
just literally went with what somebody recommended.
Right. So there was a study done a while ago, and
Sure.
there's a bunch of studies, but there's one that I
There's
remember,
more than one.
and I might butcher this a little bit, but the core of the principle is there. So
Yeah.
there was a store, and the store wanted to run a little test. You know the displays that when you walk into a store, sometimes there's a display right there, and it's usually what the store wants you to see most. It's what's on
Right.
sale, whatever.
Right.
It's usually like
Kind of like
right,
at Whole
right in your
Foods.
face. Yeah,
They
it's
have
the same.
little
It's kind of like
stands.
going to a website. If there's a notification bar at the top, a big announcement, it's right in your face right when you get there.
Right.
So this was a kind of high-end food store, and they were doing a special on jams.
Jam.
So for a while, and it was like a
Yeah,
10%
That would be
off
jam.
jams or something. It wasn't that kind of jam. It was like 10% off any kind of jam. And on this table, they had like a couple dozen different types of jam.
Okay.
And so they measured sales. They also, I don't know how they did it, but they somehow measured how much attention that got, like how many people went and actually looked at the table or something like that.
Mhm.
So,
Did you say half a dozen?
no, 2 dozen. So
Two
two
dozen,
dozen different
24.
types. Yeah. Two dozen different types of jam.
24.
Then after a while, they changed it. They changed that display. They kept everything the same. The deal was the same, but they just reduced the number of jams to 6.
Okay.
So now we have 6. Same deal.
Yeah.
Same spot, same table, same everything. So the table, when it had 2 dozen different types of jam, got more foot traffic. Like it got more interest from people. What do you suppose happened to the number of people who purchased jam when they reduced from 2 dozen to 6?
Well, I would bet that more people would buy it.
The number of sales
know.
went up 1,000%, 10x, 10 times more people bought. The only thing that changed was they just took away decisions.
Oh.
So that sounds to me like your camera bag website story.
Yeah.
Too many decisions, you just walk away.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much.
For me, I've told the story before about the cereal aisle. Haven't I?
Yeah, but I don't know.
So when I was younger, when I was like college age and backpacking, I went to, I was in some small town or not a town, a very small city in Spain somewhere. And I was staying there for a while. So I went to the grocery store, which was also very small. And I went to get cereal. And I went there and there were 2 types of cereal there. There's the kids cereal and the adult cereal. And it was like, wow, that's so refreshing. And I got the adult cereal. You would probably get the children's cereal. But compare that to going to Whole Foods now.
Oh, gosh.
You walk into the cereal aisle and there's 4 trillion, billion, mega, quadruple, billion
you spend
types of cereal.
Hours.
Hours. Yeah. And I just go, this happens every single time I go. I walk to the middle of the cereal aisle. I turn and I look at the cereal and I just stand there like an idiot.
Like everybody else.
Staring into oncoming headlights. Like that, for me, that's what it feels like. But you see this in websites. When you look at landing pages.
Yeah.
You know what a landing page is? What I mean by a landing page?
I think it would be when you Google something and it leads you to a page. It's a page
Like
you
an
land
ad.
on.
If you click on an ad, if you Google something and you click on one of the ads, it's most likely going to take you to a landing page.
Okay.
It's not going to be a whole lot of options. It's probably not going to be any navigation. It's just going to be about that one thing you clicked on.
Right.
And you have the option to buy it or do it or subscribe or whatever it is. That's the option. There are no other options. That's the landing page. Landing pages convert way higher than website pages. So
what is the difference between the landing?
Yeah. So the landing page has no options.
Correct.
Right.
Except
no
buy or not
navigation.
Buy.
Yeah. You buy it or you don't buy it. And then sometimes you literally have to back out of the website or close that tab.
Yes.
Whereas a website is going to have full navigation. It's going to have lots of different options, etc. So landing pages convert way higher than website pages. So whenever I'm part of a project where there's a paid search component, so people are running ads on Google. Okay. Somebody else manages that, but they absolutely will never send traffic to the website. They will have landing pages for everything. And they will, the guys I work with will refuse to send traffic. They just say, that will not work. This will not be sustainable. You need to control that. Now, what about a website? Because a website is a little different because you don't control exactly how people are coming to your website. Right?
No.
People could come into the homepage. They could come in through some other page. You don't even know what they're looking for. Are they looking for kids' photos? Are they looking for photos for their birthday party? Or they just want to contact you? Where are they coming from? What are they looking for?
Right.
You don't really know. So SEO, in terms of your website and SEO, has to kind of walk a fine line between trying to be easy to navigate, but also offer a bunch of different information. Because again, you don't know why people are there, where they're coming from, what they want to see. Correct. So it's got to do both of these.
Correct.
We don't have the ability that we do when we have a landing page to just offer one thing.
Right. Can we make landing pages?
No, not
really.
That's
more for Shopify or?
Like if you are running an ad campaign, yes, you would create landing pages. And then you'd know exactly where somebody is coming from, what they typed in and what they clicked on. You can then control it. You want to have a landing page. But if somebody's just coming to your website, you need to have a few different options there.
Right.
Yet we want to reduce anxiety. So what does this mean? How do we make it as easy as possible? So number one is going to be your website navigation.
Yes.
The menu.
Keep it simple?
Keep it simple. Hey. The tendency is for people to think, okay, somebody's coming to my website. I'm going to give them a whole bunch of different options.
Right.
The more options you give them, the less likely they are to take any of them.
Why is that?
It's just
human nature.
So you want to keep it simple.
Okay.
Give them the basics. Like for you, this is going to be you have a page about children, you have a page for events, pets, you have about you and contact, and your blog.
Yeah.
You don't need to link into all individual. In fact, even that, you probably don't even necessarily need a link to your blog. You can keep the blog at the bottom. At the top, you just have children, pets, events.
Yeah.
And contact.
Okay.
So number 2 is your CTAs, calls to action. We've talked about this several times.
Yes.
You want to keep your calls to action simple, and you really only want to have one dominant call to action per page.
One.
So you have one. What do you want that person to do next?
Right.
That's your button, whatever you want them to do. Now, in your footer, you might also have a subscribe to newsletter, something like that. That's fine. That's not unusual.
No, it's not unusual to be loved.
Keep your CTAs simple.
Yes.
The third thing that you might want to think about is just your content in general on the page. Do you have a whole bunch of different options? If you do, you want to think about reducing them. Now, this is not as common as putting a whole bunch of different options in like your navigation or having too many calls to action. Usually your content is going to be your content, but it's kind of related to your navigation in that you want to put all the information there that people are going to need. If you know somebody is going to need a piece of information, don't put it on a different page.
Right.
Put it right on that page. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
On your blog posts, you will most likely, or hopefully, at the bottom of a blog post, have a couple related posts. You don't have 100 of them. You have one or two. If somebody were reading that particular blog post, you probably have another one that you think, oh, they might also be interested in this. Another area is your social media links. This is a pet peeve of mine. People putting a whole bunch of social media icons on their website, thinking that that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you have 13 social media links, it's great. Super. That's what you want to do. Nah, that's unlikely. If you're active on one social media platform, link to that one.
Right. You
don't need to put 8. Because I guarantee if you were to track the number of people if you have 10 and you were to track the number of people who click on all 10, 80, 90% are probably going to be going to one or maybe 2 of them. You don't need those others. And also, the reason it's a pet peeve of mine, you don't want people leaving your website to go to your social media anyway.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. You want people coming the other direction.
Exactly. You want them to come to Papa.
So back to your story, which was an excellent story, by the way. That was perfect. Your camera bag website.
My camera bag. Oh, yeah.
It was anxiety inducing. So what did you do? You didn't buy one, did you?
I didn't buy. I have notes of. I have measurements, and I was going there to buy a camera bag.
You were going there, yeah.
Now.
You need a camera bag. You need
Right
it now.
now.
Yes, you need a
Right
camera bag
now.
urgently.
Yes.
And you went there and wasted time and got frustrated and left.
I did many.
So don't do that to your visitors. Imagine instead of making things difficult with all these decisions, you want to make them calm.
Yes.
You want to give them the message, relax. Everything you need is right here. I've got you.
I got you.
Don't worry about it. Also, remember, this is kind of the first experience that your potential client is going to have with you. It'll be via your website, but show them that you're going to take care of them.
Yeah.
Don't overwhelm them and make them feel like they might not be reading the right page or they might not have clicked the right link. Take care of them right here.
But wait, there's more.
Relax.
But wait. You don't want any of that.
Okay, so that's my advice for today. If you have any SEO jokes, I feel like we need to cleanse our palate a little bit.
Yeah.
And you think they are funny, send them to me and I will read them on the next episode.
Please, that would be awesome.
Until then.
Bye. Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.